And we're live. Hi friends, sorry I'm late. I had to do something there. Here we are for all the dreamers out there. Actually, we're all dreamers. And I promised to do this live stream today at 11 a.m. Central. I'm so happy to be here with you. And we're gonna jump right in. Apologies for being late. And starting off with a couple stories and some gratitude. So I wanna say thank you again to everyone who's expressed so much love, compassion, sympathy for our precious Pebbles who just passed away. Shockingly, we didn't see that one coming. She died Friday morning, and our family has been very heartbroken over this precious, precious soul in the body of a cat. Our fur babies. You know, I never get it when people say, well, it's just a pet. No, it's family. This is our family member. She was my sister, you know, and I look at all of our fur babies as family. Dogs, cats, horses, rabbits, you name it, birds, monkeys. They're all precious. So thank you for the love and the wishes and the hugs and prayer, all of it. Our family was pretty devastated by the loss of Pebbles. So thank you. I wanted to say thank you again because it does matter. And whenever I see a friend or even, you know, I'll say a Facebook friend, maybe we've never met yet. I mean, that's the intent, right? To meet in person in real life. If I ever see a friend post about losing their precious companion entity, my heart breaks for them as well, because I know what that's like. And they are so special. Yesterday, I personally put Pebbles in the ground with our other pets. So she is a void. It's a void and an absence that is very sad right now for all of our family. She made that big of an impact. So, Pebbles would love for me to share with you this message that appreciate all your friends, family, loved ones, fur babies all the time. Never get complacent, because it could just be that one phone call when you find out someone that you really care about is gone. Although we all are infinite beings of light, gone in physicality, right? And on these beautiful meat suits that we pilot through life. Or maybe it's a pet, you know, and it's just that void is so heartbreaking and palpable in the moment. So our dog and our cat is walking around looking for Pebbles. We can tell that they're mourning as well. And I'm not going to dwell on that. We are appreciating her for everything that she has done for this family and our other animals. And I know that when we're ready, we'll get another amazing fur baby, another kitty cat from the shelter. So thank you again. Back to the topic at hand. We are fireside in the downstairs living room because it is cold outside. I sit out there on the front step and I'm just like, oh, it's just too cold for me to be out there. And I start sniffing and get a runny nose, although I'm straight out of the pool right now. I was doing a chest day workout and pool. I do breaststroke. I like to do lap swimming. So anyway, here I am. Sorry I'm late. And the topic at hand is so good. This could be its own series. Maybe it will be. Definitely some films. You mustn't be afraid to dream a little bigger, darling. How's my British accent? For some reason, I'm compelled to do it that way. And I've been talking to a lot of people, a lot of friends lately who have big dreams and visions to be of service to humanity. And because I'm a visionary, it is just like a high like nothing else to hear someone else's big dream, big vision and goals, and especially when they are being of service. I can't imagine it. It cannot be fulfilling for anyone that is going after big goals if it's just about them, right? That's ego. That's got to be lacking in depth and meaning if it's just someone about themselves. We're here to make an impact, to experience and expand. It's about remembering who we are as these infinite beings of light, divine fractals of God, and helping others remember as well. If you saw one of my last posts, it's awesome. It says, "We are gods with amnesia." My teacher, Lester Levinson, he left quite the legacy. He went free. And that's what we're all here to remember, is who we truly are and to go free. And then he taught many of us as well. He's got this quote, which is, it took me decades to get it. And I finally got it, and I just laughed my ass off hysterically. And I still do. And it's, "We are all gods acting like goddamn fools." That amnesia. Gods with amnesia. If you saw that post I made, we've forgotten, and we've chosen this. We've created this to come here to whatever physical existence, physically focused, slower, denser, on this iteration, planet Earth. And that amnesia, man, it's really strong. To remember through the density and the darkness and the slowness. I mean, sometimes if you think about it, you're like, wow, to wake up and remember through all this adversity and challenge is miraculous. And so when we do, I say, bravo for those who wake up and remember. Good job. Now let's go wake up the rest. Although it's all perfect how it's unfolding. Every soul is on their own journey, and it's all perfect. And to see it that way, truly allow everyone to be. When they're ready, they'll let you know. They'll ask for help, for assistance, to be inspired by your living example. Oh no, the fire went out. This has been happening lately. Sometimes the wind just comes through and whoosh, takes it out. It's still warm. Anyway, cheers. Today is blackberry tea. I always drink something healthy, usually a green smoothie. So what we're talking today about dreaming bigger. And I mentioned that I've had some friends that have been sharing their dreams and their visions with me, which I really appreciate that honor. It is an honor for me to hear those. And they ask for feedback, which I'm happy to provide. And it's been the same with the dreams and the visions are so amazing, and they could be far more expansive, because we go back to the purpose of that dream and vision. And if someone here is truly doing this in service to impact humanity, then of course it's about impacting as many people as possible. And so my feedback to friends about their dreams and vision is it could be much bigger scale, and also a faster trajectory and timeline to be of service to more. And when they got that, this is what they're all getting. They're like, whoa. I say, okay, so for some reason, I came into this lifetime with the power of vision. I came out of the womb that way, and maybe you did too. So it's really awesome to align with fellow visionaries. And I have this odd gift or talent or to be able to have like the 30,000 foot view simultaneously, 10 minute steps ahead in sequence. And then even I can zoom out to a cosmic view. So being able to see from so many different multidimensional, aspects at the same time is a true gift. And I was telling one of my friends that because I was expanding his vision. He was thinking so linear and on one little line, and I was like, well, let's expand to the multidimensional viewpoint. And he goes, holy smokes, like I'm sitting here looking at a tree, and you're like, hey, come up here with me at the 30,000 foot view and see that there's an actual forest there. He goes, not just looking at the forest from here down on the ground, but you're up here, you're cosmic, you're, the multidimensional viewpoint. I'm like, yes. Because once you can't go back to just one dimensionality anymore. It's seeing something from all these different viewpoints, and for some reason I have that ability. And I love to apply it when someone is open and sharing their vision wholeheartedly with me, because if we're truly here for impact and being of service, there's so much more we can do. Hey John, how's it going? Hi Zion. Thanks guys for joining, my dreamers out there. This is truly for everyone, because we're all dreamers. You know, we're all in a dream, which is also ironic. The dreamer in the dream. And to wake up in the dream is amazing, and remember who you truly are, and to inspire others to do the same. There's nothing like it when someone, all of a sudden that light bulb goes on and they're like, I could do, be, have, give, serve so much more, and I'm playing small. I'm playing like peanut calories here, you know? And I told one of my friends, because I know he and I have danced through the eons together. Oh, good, the fire's back on. Much better in here than outside in the cold. Anyway, I told him, I'm like, we are ancient souls, you and I. And I go, we have created worlds. So your vision, which I'm not going to spill the beans on because that's his, which is amazing. It's beautiful and unique. I go, that's a drop in the bucket compared to everything that you've done throughout time and space. And so if you're building an empire, multiple empires, if you're building a business, a company, a hobby, a passion project, or you're just taking those dreams off the shelf, or maybe you put them for multiple decades and you're taking them off, dusting off that dust and spider webs, and you're like, yeah, I deserved this. This was a divinely downloaded vision, guide, dream for me from God Source Creator. I am worthy of this. Yeah, I am worthy of this. And dusting it off and deciding to go for it again, wherever it is that you are in that space, welcome. And yes, you are worthy of your dreams, your goals, your vision. That vision came to you for a reason. And I want to talk about visions today because I'm taking it up a notch myself. And what's awesome, I'm going to be so vulnerable here. What's awesome is that in the past, multiple decades ago, even less than that, I might have been having these big old goals and intentions out of ego. Big fat ego, like, yeah, it's all me, very doership, very, I need, props and attention, because look what I'm doing, look what I did, right? Not anymore. When you wake up and you know who you truly are, it's just like nothing else, truly, it's a high like nothing else. You realize your power is being, in the connection as a conduit to your higher self, to Source, God, Creator, and getting out of the way, getting out of the whole doership and everybody beating their chest, me, give me attention, props, look at what I created, me, and getting yourself, I say, the ego out of the way, whoosh, and let that divine flow through you. That's where we're powerful. So I don't have any misconceptions about doership anymore. I used to want to have like my name on statues and plaques and legacies of this and that, so that when I'm gone, look what Amie did. Like, I have no desire for that anymore. Truly, when I'm tapped in, it's like I am being guided, I am being inspired and guided, and the doership is no longer there. It's allow me to be the conduit. And it's a whole different game when you approach your dreams, your visions, your goals from that place. And the ego is not there beating its chest, requiring approval and props, and admiration from everyone. It's like there's no need to prove oneself. You're acting in alignment. And it feels so pure and amazing. Hi, Della. Welcome. Hi, John. Yeah, say hi where you're joining from. This is a really special live stream today. And I ask, please share this live stream with others. It could be just what they need to hear today. And maybe that's you. It's what you needed to hear today. Yeah, so once you get yourself, your ego out of the way, this one had a big fat ego. Oh yeah, there was great intention there too, truly. But if I am here to be of service, and that purity is like, get out of the way of doership. You know who also taught that? Jesus, Yeshua. He's like many other ascended masters, right? And it just feels so much more peaceful and joyful and pure in alignment. And so, talking about visions today and dreaming bigger, I have a little regression story to share. Hi, Caroline. Welcome. Say hi, where you're joining from. So, I was in India 25 years ago, and I remember because I always wanted to go to India since I was a little kid, because I had all my parents' National Geographic magazines and maps. You know, you pull the map out of there. We also had globes, and I would just pore over these maps and globes and magazines and like imagine myself the explorer that I am, which is so ironic in this lifetime that I'm a world explorer. Isn't that ironic? Because that's actually what I am through time and space. I'm a cosmic explorer through the multiverse, and I can't wait to get back to my ship. I've got my own fleet, back to like Star Trek, exploring new worlds and civilizations. After this lifetime, I'm going back to that. Who wants to go with me? We probably have done it before. Anyway, so it's no wonder I came out of the womb an explorer in this lifetime as a you know, well, I'm an ancient soul in the body of a young Homo sapien sapien, and it's just like got sucked right back into exploring this planet, and this planet is amazing. It's really amazing, and I have been over exploring much of it. However, there is far more to explore and to appreciate. So one of the places that when I was a little kid I wanted to go to was India. And I walked straight into a job in Silicon Valley. I moved there with a suitcase, couple suitcases, and a high-tech job. And I was working for an Indian high-tech company, and our other main headquarters was in Mumbai. Vashi Towers. And I walked in, and they asked me, like, the first moments of me entering this job, they're like, go get your passport and your visa. You're going to India 2 weeks to coordinate an international event for our company. They didn't know I was 23 years old. I'd only been to like Canada and Mexico, although my dream was to travel the world, and I had so connected to India like nothing else. And I looked really good on paper. I had a lot of experience already for that age, very professional and wise for a 23-year-old in business. And so they couldn't officially ask me my age. They just assumed I was around 30. So they sent me to India, and I was so happy to go. I was so excited for this opportunity. And I remember I had so much interesting feedback from friends and family, and they were just like, ugh, why would you want to go to India? Like, a lot of pushback. Like, why are you so excited? Like, I don't get it. Like, why India? You know, and my question to them was like, well, where have you been in the world outside of North America? Have you done anything? Have you gone anywhere? Probably not. And this opportunity to go to India, even though if it was just for a week for business, was like, I couldn't wait. I was running out the door to that international flight. And I absolutely love it. The electricity, the vibrancy, the people, the culture, everything, the food. And so when I got to India, there was some interesting things that occurred, and I'm going to try to condense this down because I could probably talk for hours. And that I got to see the outside, the perimeter of the Mumbai slums, which are the third biggest slum in the world. By the way, I have been to the second biggest, all the way through it, directly through it, which is in Nairobi, Kenya. More on that. And everywhere I went in Mumbai and Delhi, I was swarmed by beggar children, just the cutest little Indian kids that were beggars. And if you've seen the movie Slumdog Millionaire, you'll know that what you see in that film is actually true. There are crime lords, like pimps, not for prostitutes, but for children, and they actually disable them, blind, limbs, so that the children will have more sympathy for begging. So they'll actually permanently disable them and hurt these children. And these children, it's not a good environment. There's just, I'm not going to go into it, but if you've seen the movie Slumdog Millionaire, it's like that, but worse. So everywhere I went in India, I was swarmed by these beggar children. And I would always have like little candies or something to give to them. And I had to be careful because there'd be a lot on me, and they have their little hands in my pockets and in my bag and my, they're so cute. And this one day I remember, so I was coordinating this event, and I was in the big convention center there in Delhi, and it was super hot. It was the end of December, humid, and I needed to go outside and I just opened a can of Pepsi. Like, I don't drink soda anymore, but cold can of Pepsi. I just cracked it, barely had a sip, and all these kids, beggar kids, swarm me as soon as I go outside. Amie with her yellow hair, and just kind of stand out. And there was this one little boy. He got maybe 4 years old. Beggar boy. And I singled him out, and I'm like, do you want my soda? You want my Pepsi? And he was like, yeah. He was like, Christmas had come. Like, he was so happy to get this can of Pepsi. Like, and I gave it to him, and I'm like, run, you better run. And he was so like, he couldn't believe it. This girl, just gives him a whole can of cold Pepsi. What a treat, right? For a beggar child on a hot day. It's, who knows how hydrated they are. And he just ran as fast as he could with that little Pepsi can close to his chest, and a lot of the kids took off running after him. And I'll never forget that. And the reason I'm telling you about that is because that had sparked this flame, this passion in me that day when I was 3 years old in India. And I saw all these beggar children everywhere I went, beggar children all over the roads, the streets. It's very prevalent. And it's sad because there's newborn babies thrust into their arms. These kids are being disabled. They probably don't eat well. There's no schooling. They're owned by crime lords, right? And there was this feeling in my heart of just like, I want to claim all these children. You're mine. I'll take you home with me. I wanted all these orphans. And so if you've seen lately, I'm going back to India after 25 years, starting in Q1. We just opened India with New Skin. I'm so excited. More on that. And yeah, I'll be sharing a lot more on that. So I will be in India as a pioneer for this market, this new market, and a leader for many years. I will be off and on in India because it will take time to mature, and I couldn't be happier to be going back. And so India has been on my mind a lot more lately, and still even now, they're still second guessing me, criticizing me, saying, what's all this post about India? Like, I don't get it. Okay, we'll go there. Oh, ye of little vision. From a massive visionary here. I had this download drop into me like a week and a half ago. And it was so intense that I knew it to be true for me, a divine download of divine vision given to me. And I was watching the movie, if you've ever seen it, Lion. If you haven't seen it, I highly recommend it. It's about the story of a little boy who, long story short, very impoverished, extremely poor family, the cutest little boy in India. I mean, just darling. And he looked same age as that little boy that I gave the can of soda to, the little beggar boy in India when I was in Delhi, who ran off with it. That's who he looked like. And I saw this film and I was like, whoa. And he gets lost in stuck on a train and goes halfway across India and doesn't know how to get home. So he becomes an orphan, has this big adventure. He's trying to stay away from the crime lords, you know, that want to do horrible things to these children. Ultimately, he gets adopted and goes to New Zealand by a really good family, and in his 20s is now called to go back and find his family if he can in India. So I've pretty much given you the premise of the film. Anyway, watch the film. The purpose of me sharing this is this divine download, this vision came through the stream, and I was like, yep, that's it. And I have a lot. I'm going to be doing a film series, many films, international films with a professional film team, conscious filmmaking, and series, one of which will be on the 3 top slums in the world. Now, 2 of which I've been to. One I've been directly in with my friend who surprised me when I was in Kenya and took me through there. I didn't know I was going in there, and it was shocking to see all the poverty and the children, and I just wanted to claim them. You're mine. I chose not to procreate in this lifetime. I want all the orphans. I wanted to claim these children. Doing a film on three storylines of someone who was born in the slums and got out. The first biggest slum in the world is South Africa. So I've been to 2. And my friend made it out, and he's a successful man with a beautiful family who I've stayed with twice in Nairobi. And like, that is so unheard of. He said, like, most of my friends and family are still in the slums. To share a storyline of 3 people that made it out and became successful, and I mean, it's unheard of. So that's just one project of many, many projects. It's important to be extremely wealthy in this lifetime, in every sense of the word, because there's so much to generate, to uplift and be of service to humanity, thusly to have infinite resources and connections and friendships with others who are also enriched with resources. It's really important. But back to this download. So I was watching the movie Lion. I saw that little boy in the film. He gets lost and he's asking people for help, and he's by himself, 4 or 5 years old. Like, how many 4 or 5-year-olds could actually survive, right? This little boy is so cute, and he looks just like the little boy in Delhi that I gave the soda to. And this is what came through, was I want to claim all these children, all these orphans that I've seen in East Africa and India, and I've been all over the world. I've lived on multiple continents. I have seen a lot of poverty. And this dream, this vision of having a guardianship village, it takes a village to raise a child, right? Where these orphans can come, where they have all the help and love from grandmas, grandfathers, mommies, daddies, aunties, uncles, brothers, sisters, who come to support this village as a family and raise these orphans, these children together with all the proper food and health, education, love, and being able to claim all these orphans to give them a home, because we already know the governments of most countries are so corrupt when it comes to adoption. It's like extremely expensive, and it takes forever. And that's, all these children could be with a home, with a family, being raised with love and health and care, that these governments prohibit and prolong adoption. Okay. And I knew there was a model out there for this, the guardianship villages. And I had all these divine inspiration come through me, because I've been invited. I was standing invitation to Uganda with a friend of mine who has a trust and a guardianship village that he manages with his trust, with his people in his village in Uganda. It's like 300 orphans there. And I've been watching the story, and I have told him I will come because I'm being called to Uganda, East Africa, right? So I know that this model exists. And then without having any limitation, and this is what I've been telling my friends who continually limit their visions because they don't know the cursed how or they don't know how to get the resources or the connections or building a team to do it. I'm like, do not shoot yourself in the foot with the cursed hows. Anything is possible. Money is energy. You never know where the next person that hears your vision is like, oh, here's a contribution, here's a gift, or here's a connection to someone that can help you make this happen, or a new teammate, or the resources required, you know, whether it's land or connections or, you know, who, whatever. I go, don't limit that beautiful vision, that dream. Don't reduce it down just because you don't know how to do something. Like, half the stuff I do in life, I don't know how I'm going to do it, or I've done, because I believe in myself. I get out of the way, move the ego out of the way, let that flow state come, and be divinely guided. And all the hows and the resources and the people will show up. Hi, Nur. Are you? Indeed, life opens the doors to those who dare to dream beyond the ordinary. Absolutely, my friend in Algeria, who I will visit one day. Thank you for joining. Yeah, say hi where you're joining from. Okay, so I know we've probably hit multiple continents here, but at least we are in North America and Africa. Let's see if we can hop at least 2 to 3 more continents on this live stream. So, hey Mark, thanks for joining. So, I spoke to my friend, the one that has the trust for the Guardianship Village, and I have been watching them over the years, and they've invited me out, and it's so beautiful to see how they enrich these orphans' lives. And it's just like, I love to watch the story happen. Like, it's like I am invested in these kids' lives, and, you know, they're a continent away. So I knew this model was possible because my friends are doing it. It just seemed possible, also, the divine download. So what I did was, I told my friend, I said, I'm coming up for air. I'm in 2 pre-launches right now, which you're going to be hearing more about if you haven't already. I come up for air in December, briefly, and let's get on a Zoom and talk about your trust and the village guardianship and the whole, which comes through me as a conduit. I'm not going to claim it as mine. It's just, I'm the one taking inspired action. It takes a village to raise a family, right? A child. So that family approach, right? Where it's many grandparents, parents, aunties, uncles, brothers, sisters, friends coming in from that family mentality. So maybe this child has no family or just a brother or sister, whomever, right? They're an orphan, but they get a village to love them and to raise them. Isn't that so beautiful? So we're talking the first weekend of December, my friend in Uganda. So I have a really well trained AI. I've really trained my AI, and we did a deep dive vision session on how to execute this. It's about at least 3 years off in my future being able to, not being able to, because I'm not limiting myself. I have other visions that are in the works right now, and I am dedicated to those. However, I'm letting the wheels run on this already. The juices are flowing. I've already put it out into the quantum field. So this vision of mine of it takes a village to raise a child, right? Village guardianship is already in motion. Okay? So as soon as I am completed with certain visions that are coming first, that's what I'm going to be jumping on. It's going to be one of many projects of mine. It's another reason to be extremely wealthy. I mean, I have no issues about that. You know, maybe back in the day I had some self-defeating program of I'm not good enough, I'm not worthy enough, or any of that. I can't do it because I'm not enough. That's just BS. Everyone's worthy of their dreams. God gave you those dreams. Of course you're worthy. Is God limited? No, and you are a divine spark of God. Thereby you are not limited either unless you limit yourself. So, be wealthy, my friends. Have many income producing assets. Be extremely wealthy because you have beautiful visions and dreams and intentions to generate at a massive scale in this lifetime. So have great friends and tribe who are rich with resources. and create that for yourself as well. Because we can play at a much higher level, especially if it's coming from purity, right? Which it is. Move that ego out of the way. It's coming from purity. Just think about what we can do. I have business partners who are extremely wealthy, and we go into these visioning sessions, and there is absolutely no limit to any of it. Oh yeah, we're going to be doing big things, and they already are. It's just, I am blessed to have so many amazing friends that don't limit their visions. They're expansive, right? That rubs off on you. What more fun to play when resources aren't a problem, right? One of my friends, the ones I was just telling about, that had told me his vision. I'm not going to give it away because that's his to share, but it has to do with certain centers around the world, healing mind, body, spirit in his own unique way, and he wants one in India, but he went straight to the cursed how. It's going to take 20 years, and I'm like, your trajectory, especially read the book, Science of Scaling, do that, start limiting, compress 10 years into 1 or 2, and that's what people are doing, and that's what we're doing in this first 3-year phase of my vision, our vision, before the village guardianships. And so I was telling him, like, who's to say, because money, energy is like anything else. I mean, it's all energy. I go, why can't I fund your first center in India? Maybe it's me. I go, don't limit how it's going to come. Be open as the conduit, just like I have been for the ideas coming through, the divine downloads. Be open and let the universe dazzle you. Let it work its magic, right? Don't strangle that dream or village or vision and put it on the shelf and let it get cobwebs over here. Let it flow. And he's like, whoa, Amie. Yeah, he goes, everything's changed now. I'm like, good. So isn't this amazing? The village guardianship. So I took it to my advanced AI that I've programmed. My AI is amazing. And I said, let's do a session. And I said, we are not limited in resources here. So that's off the table. And in my instincts, I felt that the 2 places in the world that need it the most and would be the easiest way to operate and execute this vision were in East Africa, like Malawi, Kenya, Uganda, and India. Okay? My instincts told me that. So when we did the research, me and my AI came back, exactly those were the 2. Ease of operation and execution, also to the highest populations of orphans, right? That really need families, and maybe that process of adoption is just too slow. So the idea of having a village of families raise these children is amazing, with all the right health and nutrition and medical support and love and education. They're going to be loved by so many people. These children coming out of these guardian, villages are going to be amazing human beings. Okay? Now can you start seeing the scope of how big this could impact the world? I have. And they're going to go out and make an impact in the world, right? And they're going to have so much love. Their lives will be completely transformed versus being a beggar on a street or having a pimp, crime lord, right, sell you. And that's what's happening to children all over the world. So I want to claim them. I'm not procreating in this lifetime, which I'm completely at peace with, and to have chosen as my path. I want all these children. I want them, these orphans, these beggars. I want to claim them as mine, and then to have homes for them, villages to raise them with just the most amount of love possible. So we did a timeline because there's some hoops to jump through, as you can imagine, and without limitation to resources. And we looked at having our first village in operation as like a model system that we can model more after in either India or East Africa. We came back at a year and a half, which is pretty fast, But there's a lot of other models of which I'm going to go view now with my open invitation to Uganda with my friend who's already doing it. and also in India, of which I'm going to in Q1 next year, I will be investigating who's already doing this. And I already saw quite a few of these alternate family village type homes in India. So there's models that I can research in person and spend some time with. Obviously I have a little bit different approach than some of these. However, it's exciting because this is already in the works. This dream, I'm not letting it stop right now and just say, oh yeah, 3 years from now when I have all the resources and everything's ready to go to start operating these. And I asked my advanced AI, I said, okay, I want to crunch it down. What would need to happen if we could do this trajectory from 1.5 years to 1 year? We crunched it down and it's entirely possible, especially when resources are unlimited. You have connections to people in certain countries, positions, political, government, whatever, and you're able to have a team that's able to execute quickly, execute the plan, buying land, building structures, all of that, and then of course attracting the right team. I mean, there's a lot of moving parts to it. However, you do one, then you do one successfully, then you can model that and do far more. Once again, never letting yourself be limited to resources or the cursed how. No, you were divinely given that vision for a reason. You're meant to do it. You're meant to see it through. Mark says, yeah, right. Every single one of us is meant to carry out that vision that you were given to by our, Heavenly Father, God source creator, universe, fill in the blank, higher power, And anyway, I wanted to share that with you. I hope that you can see this whole story because how this came about is absolute synchronicity. There's no accidents in anything. I know that with every molecule in my being, everything is divinely guided. And so I am really excited about this with everything else that I'm going to be doing. Conscious filmmaking projects internationally, big projects that I am excited to remove myself from the doership and just be the conduit of these visions, dreams, goals, ideas that come through me. I don't even need the credit. It comes down to what is the purpose here? The purpose is to make an impact and to be of service on a greater level and to do it sooner than later, to impact sooner than later. So that to me is my purpose. Did I bring more love into this lifetime and ease more suffering? Yes. And once you get out of, remove the ego, get out of doership, and you're really like, it's all going to come. And it probably is going to, now you're hearing this, right? This is like a ripple effect. Throwing a pond and a penny or a pebble in the pond, and this is an international live stream right now. Who knows who's going to hear this, right? It could be like, Amie, that vision you have for that story, that's that vision for the film of the 3 people that escaped and the 3 biggest slums in the world and went on to create massive success and being of service to humanity. That's a story that I want to fund. Let's start working on that now. Great. You can have it, or I can be a part of it. I don't have to have all the credit. Another international project. I have so many film projects ready to go. Like I have already storyboarded, and it's just, there's so much to create. And so my inspiration to you is don't play small anymore. You were given these dreams and these visions to expand. And that's why we came to this incarnation anyway, or lifetime, whatever you want to call it. We came here to expand and to experience. And why not go all in? Go all in to this lifetime that you have, this hero's journey to create and generate more on a higher level to be of service. And I took one of my friends through, I was doing another visioning session with a friend yesterday and his company, and I took him a few months ahead. I like to take people even 5 years, 10 years ahead. I go, we're going to do a little time travel. And his immediate goal for his business, we went a little bit ahead, and I said, okay, so we're going to be feeling into what it feels like when that first step is done. And he was just like, oh my God, this feels so good. I palpably feel it. And I was like, yep. So I'm already walking into these guardianship villages that me and my team of amazing souls and visionaries and leaders and innovators have created, and seeing all the lives of children that were orphans, that were beggars, that got to have the most beautiful, amazing life, raised by so many in the village approach, right? Coming in as volunteers to love these children and raise them. Seeing how many of these villages are operating around the world, like, wow, these kids going on to do amazing things because they had that opportunity, right? Wow, amazing. You know, who knows? Share this live stream. Someone could see this and be like, I gotta get on that project right now. Amie, you're not gonna wait 3 years. We're gonna execute this now. Great, let's do it. And the more that dream bigger, darling. You mustn't be afraid. The more that dream bigger and allow themselves to let that flow through, just think that we think about creating heaven on earth, right? Heaven on earth is not a place. It lives within you. It lives within me. We are heaven on earth. Our embodiment of remembering who we truly are and being of service and expanding, coming back to the remembrance of it's all unconditional love. We are heaven on earth. So yes, dream bigger, darling. You must. Because the world needs you. We need you. We need you to dream big, darling. Bigger. And not limit yourself and not limit your dreams and your vision, and allow that to be as huge or humongous as possible, because the world needs you to expand, to not be scared, to stay small. Actually, there's a lot more that I have to say on this topic. However, I've already been talking for almost an hour. Can you tell that I'm passionate about this, right? This has been a little bit of a quieter live stream. If you catch the replay, I would love to hear your feedback on this one. Whatever it is, share from your heart to mine, just like I am right now, my heart to yours. I don't hold back. I put it on the table here for all of you to see. Hi, Sherry Marie. Thanks for joining. Say hi, where you're joining from. Right now, we've got at least 2 continents, probably 3 or 4. You guys are just a little quiet today, which is all right. You can be quiet. But I would love to hear feedback on this. From whatever it is that you heard here that inspired you to reach out or to say something like, Amie, I love this idea, or yes, I have a dream and I have put it back on the shelf over here and it's dusty with cobwebs and I want to take it off and implement, start going for it again. I really want to go for it. Or maybe it's something that I've said about India. You're interested about what's happening in India right now and why I'm going to be going to India often. This is loaded with gems. I told you it would be. This is loaded with gems and goodness here. So if you missed this, you're just seeing this toward the end, go back, watch from the beginning. One idea, one concept, one bit of upliftment or inspiration here could change your life if you apply it, truly. And that's what we're here to do. It's not just this, attractive philosophy or theory. What is anything without inspired action? It's just philosophy. And so my intention, especially, with everything that I do, from a live stream to a video series to a film series, epic movies, which I will be doing in this lifetime. I've already foreseen it. Once again, I'm the conduit, letting it come through me, which it is, and I'm getting the ego out of the way. I gotta have the doership of it, right? No, that's only gonna slow it down and limit. It won't be as meaningful and pure if one operates from that way. Letting yourself be divinely guided getting out of the way, getting the ego out of the way, and allowing the universe to dazzle you with how much bigger and expansive it could be. Remember, everything is energy. That teammate that you need, or someone to write your business plan, or, the bucket of money, the endless buckets of money and resources to go buy land in India and East Africa, and build villages. Claim all those orphans as my own family and have villages raise them to have the most amazing lifetime possible, knowing that we are moving within the realm until this has been reformed and transformed. Right now, how governments handle the adoption situation: costly, long, difficult. So what happens to all these children, these orphans, these beggars, right? Well, now we have a solution. Until the adoption system is reformed, isn't this a beautiful vision, right? And it can be done, and it is being done. And this is just one thing that I'm going to do in this lifetime. There's so much more. So another reason, don't limit yourself. Dream big, darling. You need to be wealthy. Absolutely. And actually, we already are. Abundance is ours. It's only us who makes up. And that's the funny thing about it. We make up scarcity and lack. We're the ones making it up. We're so powerful, we can make up something that doesn't exist because we are innately, inherently, divinely abundant. Right? We forgot with our amnesia coming into this lifetime. But we're remembering. So I hope that you got something really good out of this live stream. If you're watching the replay, share this with someone that needs to hear it. Share it on your own page. We will inspire many from our own example, and that's truly the best way to do it, is to live the example out loud. Embody it yourself, and others will be inspired by your example to know that they can do the same as well. And that's beautiful. I love how that works. So there's a lot more coming. Stay tuned. And if you're watching this replay, I would love to hear your feedback, either privately or here in the comments. And I'm doing, we got the countdown to Prism.io, launching in 7 days now. This is actually a hockey puck. You've probably seen me posting about Prism.io. I got a lot more to say about this. This is disrupting the wellness world right now. This little device, 15 seconds can change your life. Oh yeah. This soft launch starts at the end, well, the qualification is the end of this month. I have 7-day countdown coming, so you're gonna hear a live stream from me every single day. This is going to change the world, Prism.io. So just imagine, 15 seconds, boom. Not only knowing, basically, a nutritional lie detector, health lie detector, non-invasive, real-time machine learning, AI-driven, personalized health solutions for everyone in 50 markets. This is what I'm launching. So we've got our 7-day countdown. You're gonna know your antioxidant levels and your score, basically how protected are you against disease and illness, what level of oxidative stress is in your body truly. You're gonna know that, but also 22 other biomarkers. What? Yeah. This bad boy is launching, soft launch, in 7 days. I've already qualified for mine, and I'm helping people who wanna qualify and get theirs. It's not gonna be available to the general public until June of next year. So calling all visionaries, innovators, biohackers, oh, you're gonna want this. Anyone in the healthcare profession that can see, that's a visionary that sees this, what this can do for their business, for their clientele, continuity, truly unique ability to be able to provide this real time, but also every household's gonna get it. So the revenue model, get ready to have your mind blown. And I'm happy to have a conversation with you about that. But also, it's just like, we deserve to know. We've been guessing all this time. Measure what matters. We deserve to know the truth about our health, real time, accurately, scientifically accurately. So this I am pioneering to market right now. Imagine it's Prism.io. I get mine soon in December. So we got the 7-day countdown. Oh, the lucky ones who are getting theirs in December. That still could be you. If you're hearing this for the first time, or you've been sitting on the fence for a while, watching, you don't want to miss this, truly. Anybody that cares about health, I'm going to put it out there. If that's you, you're going to want to know more about this. And I can send you a quick video to give you the vision. And the vision is massive. This isn't just one launch. This is 50 markets, households being able to know, measure their children, their grandparents, and to know truly what's the story of what's happening in the body, right? Wow, how empowering is that? But 10 years of rollouts and innovation and technologies and products coming from this. The vision is so massive. I love sharing that. I love sharing it. It's going to blow your mind. And so this is coming to markets. Today's the 7-day countdown. For those who are pre-positioning themselves, they are creating empires and legacies. They will go down in history. So when people are like, oh yeah, I do want more income in my life. I do need some income producing assets. Amie, you have all these visions of what you're going to go do. Yes, I need to be extremely wealthy as well. Yes, you do. And here's one opportunity that you could take to create more freedom and leverage in your life. Because when you ever see a company launching something as innovative as this, that nobody has, they say blue ocean. You know what this is, Prism.io? This is a red ocean with a blue speck in that red ocean. And the blue speck is us, Nu Skin, Prism, the vision of what we're rolling out here that nobody can touch, patent protected, nobody can touch. They'll be decades behind. But the red ocean, because everybody wants it and needs it. We're a blue speck in a massive red ocean. So visionaries get this. Pre-position yourself to have one of these bad boys, one of these amazing technologies in your hand. You can go scan the world. And that's what our plan is. Our vision is to scan the world. People deserve to know the truth about their health. In this day and age where health sovereignty is the new, what's the word? The hot new trend, empowerment, health sovereignty. What better way to do it? To get this into your own hands, your own household, and know the truth about your health real-time, non-invasively. And then be guided through AI, machine learning, personalization, and how to create the most healthy, beautiful, younger version of self to go live life. Or if we're living longer, well into now over 100, we want to be full of vitality and strength and stamina to go do all these amazing visions that we can have the money to do now, right? Of course we're going to be living a lot longer. So the longevity is in our hands right now. Biohacking, everybody can biohack themselves, and that's what we've been doing for a long time with Nu Skin. It's an excuse for anyone not to be healthy at this point because there's so much information and opportunity out there. Hi Sanjeev, welcome. Cynthia, Sekatash, welcome. Say hi, where are you joining from? What part of the world? Can you tell I'm excited about Prism.io? So, you don't want to miss this for so many reasons, truly. Any healthcare professional should be banging down my door right now saying, if that's soft launching in 7 days, how do I get it? I need that in my practice, or I need that in my home or my business or whatever it is, right? This is going to set people apart. Health, fitness, wellness, beauty, all of it. It's a differentiator, not including the streams of income, the opportunity to be of greater service to clients, in general, to your family, right? I have family that really need to know what their health is real time every single day. So anyway, more on that. Reach out to me if you want a quick video to learn about Prism.io. We've got the 7-day countdown. You can still qualify for yours in the soft launch by the end of this month. So that's good news there. And this was an amazing live stream. I've been on here now for 1 hour, and I could probably go for hours. I don't have this planned out. I don't have notes, summary, overview. I'm not reading anything. I just got my ego out of the way when I remembered who I am, and many souls are doing that now, and allowed myself to be divinely guided, flow state, right? I don't have to think about what I'm going to say. Doesn't that feel good? Doesn't that feel peaceful and alignment? Pure? When you don't have to think about what you're going to say, it just comes through you because you're the conduit. So more on that. We'll be doing a live stream every single day, excuse me, up until our launch of Prism.io. Oh, so exciting. We are history in the making right now, twofold. And this is why, as a visionary and innovator and leader, I have positioned myself for the launch of Prism.io. 15 seconds can change your life. Pioneering this, getting this into the hands of as many people and businesses and practices as possible. Also, with the launch of India, amazing. My business partner, and I'll tell this story in depth tomorrow. 34 years ago, this is my direct business partner and mentor, opened Japan. He was living in Japan for 10 years, becoming a master martial artist. Guy from Santa Cruz, California, spoke Japanese, saw New Skin opening Japan, saw the vision. To be around fellow visionaries is like nothing else. Got the vision, was like, yep, that's it. And so he repositioned himself to open Japan, which went on to do, I think, 130 million in its first year. And he pre-positioned himself in such a way in that massive launch, when companies go from small to big or big to massive in a short period of time, that's where massive wealth is created. And that's what's happening again. The stars are aligned, but now twofold, Prism.io and the opening of India. India is 10 times the size of Japan. My business partner was able to retire in his early 30s and never have to work again as a very wealthy man because he opened Japan and he was wise enough, visionary enough to see that opportunity and take inspired action on it. Now India is open and that's 10 times the size of Japan. I think India has surpassed Germany as the third biggest market right now. All eyes are on India. Their middle class is now 350 million people, proposed to double in the next 20 years. That is a meaty middle class right now who are hungry, ambitious. They get this. They get this. They get health, technology, and opportunity, right? And so, if you're a visionary and you hear this, it'll keep you up at night. And I don't mean because you have poor sleep health. You're just excited because you see how the impact, the greater impact that you're going to have on humanity. And two massive tidal waves that I have, like a maverick that I am, pre-positioned myself as a surfer way ahead of, because I have so many beautiful dreams and visions to be of massive service and generate a lot in this lifetime. And that requires unlimited resources, unlimited friends, connected friends, friends in higher places. Absolutely, because I know why I'm here and what I will create. And it's all from the most beautiful, aligned, pure place. So, hey James, how's it going? You mustn't be afraid to dream bigger, darling. So I'm going to end with that. Go back and watch this from the beginning. One gem, one idea, one thought here could change your life. And share this live stream. Mwah. Tomorrow I'll be on again. I don't know when, but see you on the next video.